Alright, I know this video is a bit late. I wanted to upload it last week, but I didn't feel well, so I thought I would just decide to upload it this week when I felt a bit better. This is part 1 of 2 of this little mini build series here. I guess it's really just for your entertainment. You can copy the design if you want, although it didn't really turn out all that great. It's not really square, that's kind of my biggest gripe with it. Along with a myriad of other problems that you'll see along the way in these 2 parts. Now, there might be a video in between part 1 and part 2 of this build that is completely different. We'll just see how it plays out because the nightstand, to be honest, isn't completely done. I still gotta paint it. First thing that's gonna happen is obviously I have to cut all the pieces out, and before we do anything else, I'll give you guys the lengths. Now, all the pieces on the base are about 1 foot long, so the base is 1 by 1, 1 foot by 1 foot. It's a foot high and 3 inches on the top. I really figured that the base needed to be wider than the top since this thing is not going to hold much, just a lamp, my glasses, my watch, and occasionally my phone and wallet. So it really does not have a lot of weight put on it at all times, so I didn't really feel like it needed to be super structural, and I didn't want to waste material, which is good because I really barely had any for this project. After it's all cut out, I'm going to take it over to my bench grinder and just kind of grind all of the little, I don't know what you'd call them, little barbs, I guess you would call them, that happen whenever you use a abrasive wheel to cut something. Just going to grind those off and kind of chamfer the edges a little bit and try and get the edges ready to weld, as well as flap wheeling it. I think I did that off camera, just try and get this ready to TIG weld because this is a TIG project, just trying to improve my TIG skills. Now the only thing left to do is to start welding this base together, and I started with the biggest pieces here. You can see just how I put them together. Pretty simple design. Didn't turn out too square, but then again I'm making this for myself and I just wanted it to be functional. It didn't need to look all that pretty. So you're going to see here that I did have some problems. I was getting porosity in the weld, which doesn't really show up on camera, but I was getting lots of sparklers, which you should not get when TIG welding. So I ended up messing around, spending about 20 minutes figuring out what was wrong with my torch, and I figured out that it was the stubby gas lens kit I was using. I did not have the regular gas lens kit that I'm currently using at the time, and I was a little upset at this because up until now this gas lens had worked really well, but for whatever reason it was providing some kind of shielding issue, so I decided to just make the switch back over to the regular consumables for the rest of this build. Porosity and poor gas coverage is one of the many problems I had on this thing. A lot of them were really small and I was able to deal with, but it was just one of those projects where everything that can go wrong really seemed to go wrong. So now that the base has been welded on and all welded up, the next thing to do is to weld on the area that's going to support the piece of wood. I'm actually going to weld end caps on in the next video, which you're going to see, the next part of this series, and on those end caps are going to be welded on just 2 little brackets, 2 to 4 little brackets to support the piece of wood and just hold it down in place and keep it from moving anywhere. So I'm just putting together the little 3-inch section on top. It's being put together exactly the same way as the 12-inch section, the base. It's just on a much smaller scale. Now I did have some porosity here and there, some relatively bad welds. I'm not that great of a TIG welder, I don't claim to be, so you guys really aren't going to see any of them because they're pretty bad, let's be honest. Alright, that's about it for this video. I know the style was probably a little bit weird, as was the format. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I'll see you guys next week. I do have another video planned. This is not the project I said I was working on in my last video. That project should be uploaded next week, so look forward to that. I'm not giving any spoilers away though. If you did like this video, please consider leaving a like, give me a comment, and just kind of tell me what you think of this build, what you think I could have done differently, maybe things I could improve upon, and maybe something you want to see me build sometime in the future. If you want more content like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. I appreciate all the recent subs. Anyways, that's really all from me. I'll see you guys later.